What's going on, everyone? How y'all doing today? Kaiuchi out here coming with a brand new video. For this video, we are going to be going ahead and talking about a few new things that are coming to Road to Master Ball Tier Episode 6 for Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I put in a lot of hard work for these substitute Pokemon that are going to be introduced to this team. And I did talk about it from the last update, but now you guys get to see them in full level 100, fully trained, and ready to go. So if you guys want to go ahead and watch this video, feel free. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. But let's get into today's video. Alright, you guys, like I said, let's get in today's video. So, for starters, I wanted to go ahead and tell you that I know for a fact that I went ahead and I talked about these specific 6 Pokemon that I'm going to be going ahead and introducing to you guys. But since then, I have actually went ahead and I've worked my way to the top to where I can actually go ahead and get all of these substitute Pokemon to level 100. They have their perfect moveset. And I think these 6 Pokemon are really going to go ahead and put in extra work for this team to where we can go ahead and get ourselves to the Master Ball tier. You know, I would say within like the same pace, but, you know, it's actually going to be a lot more tougher for this team to actually go ahead and go down for both of my teams. So, for starters, we got ourselves a level 100 female modest-natured Chandelure with Flash Fire and the Choice Specs. As you can see, this moveset is actually going to have Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, and Solar Beam. So what I basically did was that I went ahead and I chose this specific Chandelure to actually go ahead and fire off some powerful max flares. And once it's done with its Dynamax, I can actually go ahead and fire off some Choice Specs Solar Beams. And that will give me a little bit of extra power. And as you can see, it's completely trained up from HP all the way to its speed in Hyper Train. And its defenses are nothing to go ahead and sneeze at, plus its special attack. So I basically went ahead and I worked so hard to get this Chandelure up to where it needs to be. And it's actually going to be going ahead and replacing Cinderace for the third-party team. So then that way, you know, I can have myself a different type of fire type plus another ghost type on this specific team. And even though I do have ghost types for the original team for, you know, my first 2 parties, but I really wanted another ghost type. And I also wanted a different type of weakness as well. So for the next Pokemon, as you can see, I do have myself a Frisk weakness policy, bold-natured Orbeetle. Now, as you can see, I do have another Orbeetle right here, but this Orbeetle I actually ended up getting from one of the Max Raid battles, and it is completely cool that I ended up getting myself a G-Max Orbeetle. Now, this is the G-Max Orbeetle, and it does have, it does need a little bit of work. I decided just to go ahead and work with the original Orbeetle that I had, because I don't think the G-Max Orbeetles are actually part of the VGC battles yet. So I decided just to go ahead and wait on, you know, working on this Orbeetle. But I probably will go ahead and work on the Orbeetle in due time. But as you can see right now, this Orbeetle has the best defenses in both of its special defense and defense. And it's running the Frisk ability with the weakness policy. So in that way, if I do end up going ahead and getting hit, I can actually withstand the attack, get my weakness policy up, plus a Calm Mind. And that way I can have stage 3 in my weakness policy, stage 3 in special attack, and 1 in special defense. But then after that, I can just fire off Giga Drains, Shadow Balls, and Psychics. So then that way, nothing can actually go ahead and withstand Orbeetle's attacking power or special attack power. And the next Pokemon that I'm definitely really wanted to go ahead and bring into this team was Dracovish. Now, Dracovish is definitely something to not go ahead and sleep on, because I have seen multiple people use Dracovish before, but I've never really considered using Dracovish myself. And as you can see, it is an adamant nature, and 305 base attack with a strong jaw ability plus choice band, it's really going to put in a lot of work. And with 216 in special defense and 217 in defense, I can actually put in so much work. And especially if I felt like going ahead and Dynamaxing my Dracovish, just in case if a Pokemon does have, like, you know, some strong defense or strong attack or whatever, I can actually just go ahead and use a Max Steel Spike to actually raise up the Dracovish's defense, and then I can just fire off some strong jaw crunches or psychic fangs, or maybe even a vicious Rin or an Iron Head, because I did notice that vicious Rin actually doubles its power if it actually goes last in an attack. So that's Dracovish. I really do think that Dracovish will actually put in a lot of work the same way as Dragapult, and it's actually going to be subbing between these two Pokemon, so Dragapult and Dracovish, plus Orbeetle is actually going to be substituting between Appletun and vice versa. So the next Pokemon that I really am thinking about would be perfect for this team was Dracozolt. Now, I've seen Dracozolts a couple of times in the VGC battles, and I honestly thought that Dracozolt was actually one of the Pokemon that really didn't make that much sense to me. But I did notice some potential in Dracozolt, because one, it does have the hustle ability, but pair that up with a blunder policy, it would be a speedy but formidable opponent when I go ahead and I Dynamax my Dracozolt, because it will have either Max Flare, Max Lightning, what's it called? Max Quake or Max Rimwind, and it will totally wreck anything that comes in front of it. And it'll be switching up between Charizard as well too. And so I know for a fact that for the most part everyone knows that my Duraludon puts in so much work with the weakness policy, but I decided that Duraludon needed to take a break. So I decided to go ahead and go with Vikavolt. Now, I really do like Vikavolt as a bug and electric type, and it barely has any weaknesses, being fire and rock type moves. But paired up with the Throat Spray and Flash Cannon and Bug Buzz and Thunderbolt, even its Sticky Webs as well too, because I honestly think that having Sticky Webs up will really go ahead and put me top tier, to where most Pokemon won't be able to go ahead and take care of Vikavolt, because once Vikavolt has that special attack boost and they're lower in speed, nothing's going to go ahead and withstand Vikavolt's Bug Buzz, Flash Cannon, or Thunderbolt. And it's completely fully EV trained all the way up, except for its attack. I decided that I wasn't going to work anything with its attack at all. So, other than that, it's a pretty good Pokemon. And now, the last but certainly not least is my Runerigus. Now, it does have the ability called Wandering Spirit, but I really don't really see that much of this ability actually working for me. But I do see the fact that Runerigus is really, really bulky in its defense, and that's what I really wanted. And its special defense is really nothing to sneeze at either. So I decided to go ahead and run with almost like a standard Runerigus that does have a lot of attack power and defense power. So then that way, just in case if somebody was to come out with you know, a Leafeon or, you know, some type of like grass or water type Pokemon that's based off of either defense or special defense, or that is based on attack or special attack, I can actually go ahead and withstand those attacks a little bit more with using Protect and Leftovers, and that way I can just go ahead and fire off a bunch of Zen Headbutts, Shadow Claws to get some critical hits, and I can fire off some Earthquakes too. But, and so he's gonna have Darmanitan, Noivern, Drillbird, Sizzlipede, Durant, and what's his face? Sirfetch'd. So I honestly see my wow. I honestly see my Chandelure and my Orbeetle putting in so much work against this team right now. And I honestly think that even Gyarados definitely puts in a lot of work against this team too. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick things off with my Chandelure as my first spawn. I'm going to go with Orbeetle as my second and Gyarados as my last. Because that way I can actually go ahead and surprise them with a Choice Scarf Gyarados at the very end of the matches. At the very end of the match. So let's see how well these two Pokemon are really going to be. And like I said, I honestly think that it's just the way that I use the Pokemon is really going to go ahead and put in a lot of work. So we're going to go up against a Durant. We're sitting pretty right now. And I honestly think as of this point, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to Dynamax my Chandelure, because I don't think I don't see any other result in actually not Dynamaxing. So I'm going to Dynamax my Chandelure, and we're going to go for a Max Flare to really knock out this first Mon right here. And I honestly don't think that Durant is actually going to live a Max Flare Flamethrower. And he goes for Guillotine. And he must have forgot that Guillotine doesn't work on a Ghost type. And we blow back the Durant. That was amazing right there. First turn, blow out the Durant, and we're sitting pretty, like I said. So our Chandelure is looking so good. Like I said, we are going to be putting in so much work with these specific three Pokemon for this first team. So here comes Noivern, and he does have the Frisk ability, but we're not using our we're not even going to use our Choice Specs right now, even though he does know what it is. And Noivern's pretty frail in both of its defenses, and it doesn't really matter which one I use. So we're going to go for the Max Phantasm, because I honestly think that this Noivern is... Okay, so he is faster, but our Chandelure is just going to go ahead and eat that up. And we totally blow back the Noivern. Oh my god, we blow back the Noivern so good. I honestly, like I said, the Chandelure is really going to put in a lot of work. It's so ridiculous of how powerful this Chandelure is. So here comes Darmanitan, the last Mon that he has. And we're just going to go for a Max Flare. Oh my god! Chandelure! You took down 3 Pokemon! Oh my god! But that was just ridiculous. So we're gonna go up against another trainer who is the same ranked as us. Okay. Alright. So, as you can see, this team is actually gonna have Cloyster, Dragapult, Durant, Malamar, Mimikyu, and Hatterene. Alright. So, I honestly think that Dracovish and Chandelure are really going to put in a lot of work against this team. And I even see Orbeetle doing some damage to this team as well, too. Because if I can get that weakness policy off, that's really going to wreck. So, I'm going to kick things off with my Chandelure as my first Mon. And I'm going to go for Draco Vicious my second, and I'm going to bring Orbeetle as the back foot for the team. Because like I said, I honestly think that Orbeetle just needs one calm mind. Just one. Once it gets that one calm mind, it's really going to go ahead and put in so much work with that weakness policy to give it an extra +2 in special attack. And it could just sit there all at once. Alright, so we see Dragapult as the first mon to come out. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Dynamax right off the bat with my Chandelure. And I'm going to go for the Max Darkness. Because that way I can actually, instead of hitting it with the Max Phantasm, I can hit it with the Max Darkness and actually lower its special defense if it does live. But for the most part, it shouldn't live because Chandelure's... Okay, so he is going to go for... Phantom Force. And I'm going to miss the attack. So I did burn a first turn of Dynamaxing. But we should live this Phantom Force. And we do. Alright. And he does get a crit. I'm pretty sure that crit doesn't really matter. But we're going to go for the Max Darkness. And we're going to blow back the Dragapult. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. Oh man. We blow back the Dragapult like it was nothing. I'm pretty sure that Dragapult wasn't really invested in any of its defenses whatsoever. Alright. So, I'm going to go for the Max Flare to set myself up. And he goes for the Shadow Claw. Oh my god, my Chandelure is sitting pretty right now. So, I'm going to set myself up. So we pop the Disguise. And we run out of Dynamax, but that's fine. And I'm just gonna kick things off with the Solar Beam if a Shadow Claw misses, but it's not gonna miss. So our Chandelure goes down, but our Chandelure has put in so much work for us to where we can actually just go ahead and do so much work. So, it's a Shell Bell Mimikyu. Okay. So, I honestly think that this Mimikyu is actually going to be faster than my Dracovish. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go for a Choice Band Vicious Rend. And he goes for Shadow Sneak. So, that's perfect. Our Dracovish is going to eat that up like it's nothing. And we're going to hit it with a Vicious Rend. And that did so much damage right there. And that's what I like. I like my Dracovish to actually do so much damage against any type of Pokemon that's actually going to go up against it. And we're just going to be sitting here just clicking on Vicious Rend. Because there's nothing that this opponent can do against my Dracovish at this point. Unless he does have Play Rough. Now, if he does have Play Rough, it might knock us out, but our Dracovish has so much bulk in its defense that it should live. And he straight up canceled the battle. I knew there was something up with this team when I first made it. I'm envisioning that this team is actually going to help out to where my Dracozolt is really going to put in so much work and help out the Hydreigon as well too. Because even though my Hydreigon really does only have like a couple of good moves like Dark Pulse and everything that actually does have 100% accuracy, it still puts in a lot of work. Don't get me wrong with the Fire Blast, the Hydro Pump, and the Draco Meteor. But it's really, really a bad situation if I do end up missing one of those attacks. Alright, All right. So we do see a bunch of speeds. We do see different types of speeds for this team. And we see Aegislash, Duraludon. We also see Hydreigon, Darmanitan, Dragapult, and Gyarados. Now, I honestly can say that Runerigus looks so solid against this team, but I also see Dracozolt putting in a lot of work, plus Vikavolt. So, I honestly think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick things off with my Dracozolt, and I'm going to go to my Vikavolt for my second Mon, and I'm going to bring Hydreigon, just in case, because I think the comparison between my two Mons, I think Hydreigon puts in a lot more work, because that way I can actually just go for, like a Dark Pulse or something, so then that way I can actually just get some flinches going around. So, she's going to start things off with Darmanitan. Okay. So, our Dracozolt's going to come out. And we do have the Hustle ability. And our Dracozolt does have, like, a lot of defense. And he goes for the Icicle Crash. Oh, wow. And he got a crit. I'm going to say that crit really mattered. Wow, man. I can't believe that I actually knocked this out. That's not good. Icicle Crash really messed this up. I honestly think that the second team might not do so well. That Icicle Crash really messed me up. So I gotta have to like Dynamax my Vikavolt to bring this back. Because what I should have did was actually Dynamax my Dracozolt, because I could have lived. And he goes for Fire Punch. Okay. And we blow back the Darmanitan. Alright. And I'm going to say that crit mattered. That crit probably definitely mattered. But our Vikavolt has, like, so much, like, special attack. It's ridiculous. And I think that if I were to, like, actually, like, just focus on nothing but its special attack, I think I would have, like, literally just started blowing back everyone. So here comes Duraludon. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go for the Max Flutterby. And he does Dynamax. Is he going to go for like Max Quake? She's probably gonna go for Max Quake. Now she's actually gonna go for Max Rimwind. Okay. But I'm not even a special attack. I'm not even an attacker. I'm a special attacker. So I'm gonna go for the Max Flutterby. And that did so much damage. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to burn my last turn for a Max Guard. And she's going to go for a Max Rimwind again. Now I already know that I'm not going to live this Max Rimwind. So our Vikavolt goes down. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to bring out Hydreigon. And I'm just going to go ahead and start firing off some Dark Pulses. And that's the last turn of its Dynamax for it. So like I said, I'm just going to fire off some Dark Pulses. And she goes for Draco Meteor. Oh my gosh. And makes the connection. I think our... Oh my god, Hydreigon, you living on 27. Wow. We go for a Dark Pulse. We make the connection. And we almost knock him out. But there's no point. We're actually gonna lose. Oh man. We almost knocked out the Ralladon. We're so close too. But hey, I mean, you can't. This team is gonna put in so much work. All right. So we do see Tyranitar, Cloyster, Rotom Wash, Frosthorn, Cinderace, and Inteleon. All right. So my Runerigus puts some work in, but I just gotta watch out for that Rotom because it does have water type moves. And my Vikavolt puts in a little bit of work here, but it's not enough. But my Hydreigon puts in so much work against this team. I honestly think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick things off with my Dracozolt as the first Mon. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring Hydreigon as the second. And I think Runerigus. I honestly think Runerigus might actually go ahead and put in some work. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off with Runerigus. We're going up against EL4. I guess that's how you say his name. EL4. Pyre Butt. So he brings out Cinderace. Alright, so we're actually in a pretty good spot right here. And we're going to kick things off with a high horsepower. But like I said, if we do end up missing this attack... Okay, so he goes for a U-turn. But like I said, if we do end up missing the attack, we can use our Blunder policy to raise up our speed and then Dynamax right off the bat after that. So he goes into Tyranitar. He could have the weakness policy. Okay, so we actually hit it. He doesn't have the weakness policy. What? He doesn't have the weakness policy? Oh, wow. Okay, so that actually changes stuff. So we can just go ahead and Dynamax right off the bat. If he doesn't have the weakness policy, so we can go ahead and just kick things off with our Dracozolt and go for the max Rimwind. So we take out the Tyranitar, and we know that he does have Cinderace in the back, but he could bring out a different Mon, and it could be Rotom Wash, if I really had to make a guess. So he brings out Cinderace again. I don't know why it's called Pyro Butt. It's funny, but it's the wrong kind of funny. So I'm going to go for the max Lightning instead. Because he could just go for U-turn at this point. Okay, so he actually doesn't go for U-turn. He actually just Dynamaxes his Cinderace. Alright. And he goes for the max knuckle. Okay, so that's not gonna do anything to me. I mean, I am bulky in my defense, man. So I'm gonna go for the max lightning at this point. And we almost take out the Cinderace. Wow. So our Dracozolt is gonna run out of Dynamax I think at this point. I think. I'm not sure. No, we do have one more turn of Dynamax. So we're just gonna go for the max Quake. And get a special defense boost. He goes for the max Knuckle again. And that's gonna tickle. But our Dracozolt's sitting pretty. I mean, our Dracozolt is at this point to where we're basically just gonna win with a hustle Dracozolt. And I really do like Dracozolt because it looks so funny and derpy. Look at the face. And so we take out the Cinderace, which is amazing and phenomenal. And the last mon that he brings out is Rotom Wash. Okay. So, Rotom Wash is definitely going to have both defense and special defense investments. I'm pretty sure. But we do have Runerigus that's in the back. And we can fire off a lot of Earthquakes. But we're going to keep Dracozolt in for now. And we're going to go ahead and just try to hit this high horsepower. Oh, wait. We can't even go for high horsepower. Because it got the levitate ability. Oh, man, I forgot about that. And we would have actually made the connection, too, if I would have remembered that he does have that as an ability. Alright, so we're just going to go for the Bolt Beak, and he goes for Hydro Pump. Oh my god! Dracozolt, you're living? And we get the Bolt Beak off. Oh my gosh! That did so much damage! What? I already know that we're not going to live with our Dracozolt, but that's ridiculous! I can't believe our Dracozolt actually lived on 2! Wow! I honestly thought we were gonna lose the match there. But this, I'm guessing that this specific Rotom is actually Choice Specs. Yeah, it is Choice Specs. Because it's gone for the same move like 4 times at this point. So we're gonna go for the Dark Pulse and seal the deal. That did so much damage. I am just surprised how well that Dracozolt actually, went ahead and, did work for us. We 2-0'd him. We could have 3-0'd because... I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.